Hi guys, it's Sunday, April 21st. It's been an exciting week. So much has happened this week that has just made me really there's no words. There's no words for what happened this week. Of course, I'm talking about the bombings in Boston on Monday, followed by the next 2 days of crazed aftermath and speculation. Friday in Watertown with these two suspects going on a rampage, possibly planting more bombs at MIT and shutting down the entire town, etc. But I want to talk today about this week and what's been going on. So we'll do that. So, Boston. Sorry. People are stupid and driving and stuff. Boston. Crazy shit. Watching it all unfold online was enlightening and really interesting experience considering, you know, the gravity of the situation. But first and foremost, I feel like, you know, I guess it's just, it must be my level of awareness lately. It feels like this shit is happening more and more, you know, and I feel like it really started for me with the all the shootings in the shooting in the Aurora, and then I think the one in Arkansas, Newtown, and now this terrible tragedy in Boston. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this kind of shit is escalating, happening more often, maybe just getting more coverage, I don't know what the deal is, but to me it just seems like there's more and more at a faster pace than what I recall. Now, watching everything unfold on Monday was just so bizarre because, I mean, first of all, nobody had any information about what was happening. It happened, and the information did start to come in fairly quickly. Watching the video and the photos online was, I mean, it's different than watching a news station on TV, which I'll touch on in a minute, because you see this footage, these photos, these first-hand accounts that aren't censored because of their content yet. You know, you see these gruesome photos and videos and hear these accounts of blood and death, not like, you know, completely unlike what you would hear on a major news station, because they don't gear it, you know, for the human persona of the last few decades. I really believe that it's true that humanity now has become so much more desensitized to this kind of stuff because it is all around us. And now that may not be the case. And I know you might consider that human beings have become more and more mature, and as a society we are readily available to accept these terrible things in their entirety, in their gruesome raw state, rather than, you know, dressed up with a little bit of censorship just to appease the regular human sense, you know. And I don't speak for everybody. I know a lot of people don't want to see the gruesome photos of the man with no legs, or the photos of the first suspect lying dead on a table with a giant hole in his chest. But the information is out there, and people do see it now, and that's just so jarring to me. Reddit was really good and really bad in a lot of sense because of the different things that they showed and talked about. On Wednesday, when the FBI released the photos and video of the suspects initially. They were both ID'd fairly quickly, but with nothing to back it up, by people on the internet. And then those people were linking to Facebook sites, pages, Twitter accounts, school yearbook photos of people that looked similar to the suspects that we found and initially killed or captured on Friday. Sorry, let me close this window so that it's not super windy for you guys. That was awful. The big one was that the younger kid was originally identified on Reddit as this guy from Brown University who had gone missing last year, whose family had up YouTube videos and pages on Facebook saying, "Find my son, find my cousin, find my brother." And then the community of Reddit decided, well, maybe not decided, but identified this bomber, this suspect, as this missing boy, when it turned out that that was not the case. And that devastated the family. I mean, it would have devastated me if I were in their position. But at the same time, there were plenty of people on there saying, we can't do this, we can't accuse these people without this kind of blowback happening. We have to be smarter and wiser about the things that we say when there's not information to back those things up. And that is so important. And then when the suspects were identified on Friday or Thursday, I don't remember, as those two brothers, turns out nobody was correct from the initial speculation on the websites throughout the last 2 days. That being said, the outcry and outpouring of people who spent hours upon hours of their time pouring through photographs and video footage that was available online to the public for suspects, for the bombers. It's the community outreach that really impressed me. People really dedicated their time to finding these people. Now, reasons for which being, are pure speculation. Some people must have done it out of, some sense of justice. Some people did it out of some entertaining, hey, it's just like CSI or some kind of bullshit in that respect. People had reasons. They were selfish or they were selfless, whatever they may have been. It was still a massive effort by a lot of people that were just volunteering their time and effort to do so. That was impressive. And I will stand by that. It impressed me. The police scanners were readily available for most of the time on Friday to listen throughout the evening and the day to find information. And there were people on Reddit compiling information from those scanners and putting them on sites, and that was the thing that really got me. Now, granted, there's a line that has to be drawn between when it comes to information. That line being, is this credible? Is this accurate? Or is this speculative? And that's hard to draw that line. And it draws a really interesting and important question to modern day media and news coverage that we see. What do we report? What does the news and media companies want to give to the American public? Obviously, me coming from a fairly cynical viewpoint, the answer is we want to give the American public something that they will watch so that we can get viewers and revenue to continue to do this. Modern day media and television news corporations have to do that in order to stay afloat in today's media with social media and online information flowing as readily as it is. That being said, the amount of information coming through online is just above and like completely not even on the same level as that coming through news stations, because the information happening online was happening in real time. As soon as something was set over a scanner, it was put back into the database and written on a forum so that everybody could see it and analyze it. Whereas with news, television, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, they get the information, they'd pour it over for accuracy, then they'd report it for the most part. There were a lot of cases throughout the evening where CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, HLN, all of those were reporting stuff that was just not true. Stuff that had already been debunked on the internet, but was still being reported and carried by these news stations. Like the suspect from Brown University, that Brown University student that was missing. After, that had been debunked, it was still on CNN. MSNBC was saying that one of the suspects was captured, strip searched, and then was taken into custody when in reality he was captured and strip searched, and then released immediately when he wasn't, but it's not important. Basically what I'm saying is that the difference between online media, news, and Reddit and Twitter and CNN and HLN and MSNBC and Fox is huge. And I really believe that this and the last few major incidents that have occurred is the mark of a real big revolution in the form of news and information. A revolution, if you will. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all of them are struggling because people are moving to the internet for their sources of news, because it comes in at real time, because it allows a level of discourse and speculation and conversation in real time on these message boards that CNN and HLN and the news corporations don't allow, because they report it on TV and then it's out there, and then they can redact it or edit it later, but it's not a real-time media. The stories were coming in when they cornered him in the boat on Friday afternoon. Stories were coming in half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour after those stories had broken online on the major news organizations, which is, like I said, understandable for the way that they function, but at the same time, it's just not sustainable in today's media, in today's social media, with the public, having this desire for immediate satisfaction and information. It's a revolution, and it is a time where we're going to see a lot of changes happening in that regard. In regards to my own opinion of the events in Boston, of these suspects, everybody has opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody wants one and nobody wants to see them. But I'm interested to see what happens now, what we hear about from this suspect, if we hear anything. When we see what news agencies were correct, what news agencies were incorrect, which ones were out of line by reporting on false information too soon to have that information validated or debunked, as it were. This week has been eye-opening for me in a lot of those respects. Looking back over this last year, it's been very interesting to me to see my own evolution as far as my intellectualism goes, I guess. Listening to NPR, streaming news online when I'm home, being involved in these communities, even just having a level of discourse with intelligent individuals, Molly, her mother, my mother, people I work with, friends, it's been a real interesting evolution of growth in my own life. Also, I've realized this last week that I've become very old. I mean, I'm 27. I work most of my time, and when I'm not working, I spend it with my girlfriend right at home doing nothing. I don't go out and party. I don't drink a lot. I don't do much that's associated with youth, childhood, or, you know, not being a grown-up. And in a way, it's upsetting. In a way, I'm okay with that. Because, first of all, going out and getting drunk and partying and shit is exhausting and expensive. But other than that, I don't know. I'm ranting at this point. I got a new phone this week. I'm driving and filming and playing with my phone at this point. I should smoke a cigarette just to kind of hammer in that last nail of the coffin. But I got a new phone. It's the HTC One. I've had my old phone for 3 years. I skipped getting iPhones. I skipped getting the Galaxies. I love this phone so far. It's very nice. It's metal. I'm cool. I'm excited about it. I think my next vlog, I'm actually going to try to just do it all on my new phone. Test out how the video is and everything. So we'll see if I do that. I may or may not. I may not. But that being said, text me or call me or whatever. I have everybody's numbers still, but I want to make sure that it's still accurate because I had to go through all my contacts and delete duplicates. And some people had a couple different phone numbers and I wasn't sure which one was accurate. Nate and Adrian are two of them. But I think I got the right ones, but whatever. I'm on my way home now. Spent the day, Molly and I spent the day looking at apartments. We're looking to move and get out of our respective parents' houses, which hasn't been bad. I've loved living with my mom. She's awesome. Saving money has been great. I've been smoking in the house the last couple of weeks, which is awful for me because I smoke so much more. I'm up to over a pack a day right now. Which I shouldn't have said since Molly will probably watch this. This video is probably super long. Yeah, 16 minutes long. I'm gonna cut this off since I'm ranting. I may or may not edit it. We'll see. Have a good weekend, guys. I will see you all next week. Stay safe. Love each other. Be involved. Be informed. It has become much, much more apparent how important those things are to us as individuals and as a society of human beings. I love you guys. Bye.